Every PC gamer absolutely loves GPUs, but Nvidia, I don't think we love them this much. I know this video is a bit late, I know. However, Nvidia unveiled their RTX 4000 series recently and they're quite expensive. They unveiled the RTX 4090, the RTX 4080 16GB, and the RTX, well, it's an RTX 4070, but they say it's an RTX 4080 12GB. The GPUs themselves look pretty good, to be fair, especially when they're running with DLSS 3.0. However, as always, wait until independent reviews. I wish I could be able to test them. However, I'm not big enough to do that yet. Starting off with Nvidia's flagship 40 series card, and that's the RTX 4090. This thing is an absolute behemoth. It's a 3-slot design and there's a lot of AIB partners which will actually be 4 slots. So GPUs are getting kind of big these days. However, it's got over 16,000 CUDA cores. It's still got the same 24GB of GDDR6X as the 3090, and it will boost to around 2.5 GHz on the core. Obviously, this will depend on what specific model you get. Ray tracing has been a major priority on these RTX 40 series GPUs, with the RT cores taking a bump up to 128 RT cores now, which should help a lot with ray tracing applications. So if you're a sucker for ray tracing, these cards might be pretty decent for you. And not that it matters much to gamers, but it has 512 tensor cores. This helps a lot with DLSS. However, it has a lot of applications in data centers and big end workflows, I guess. And all this is for around $1,600 US. I have actually seen some Newegg listings which go up to around 2,000 USD, which is kind of what I was expecting, I'm not going to lie. However, this is out of the reach for most gamers. There will always be the upper echelon of gamers that will actually go out and buy this thing. For the vast majority of gamers, this costs a lot more than their PC, so a lot of gamers won't be buying this. It also uses 450 watts by itself, which is an insane amount of power. That's a lot more power than what is used in a lot of office PCs, as they usually come with very small power supplies. So you'll need a massive power supply to juice this thing up. Nvidia recommend a 850 watt power supply. So the RTX 4090 does look pretty exciting in terms of just what it can do. Apparently it's going to be very powerful. However, most gamers aren't going to be able to afford this, so yeah. Moving on to the RTX 4080, and this is where the controversy starts. More on that in a bit. However, there's 2 SKUs available, and there's a 16GB and there's a 12GB model. As far as I'm concerned, the RTX 4080 16GB is the only RTX 4080 in this lineup. And it's a pretty impressive GPU that is just shy of 10,000 CUDA cores, and it clocks at around 2.2 GHz. However, as I've said, this does depend on the board partner as well. It has 16GB of GDDR6X memory, which runs through a 256-bit bus, so it's a narrower memory bus than the RTX 3080, which is kind of disappointing, but however, if the performance is there, the performance is there. It also has 76 RT cores along with 304 tensor cores. The 320 watt board power hasn't changed from the RTX 3080, so heat output and stuff like that should be pretty similar to the RTX 3080. Nvidia recommend at least a 700 watt PSU to power this thing. I think you should go around more of the 850 watt range just to have that extra headroom. However, the RTX 4080 16GB does look like a pretty good GPU, and a lot more people are going to settle with this one over the 4090, I think. However, there is a slight problem with this GPU, and that is going to be the cost of it. It does cost over $1,000 US for a RTX 4080. That's pretty similar to what the RTX 3080 Ti's MSRP was, so I think that price is going to come down quite a bit. Now onto the RTX 4080 12GB. As far as I'm concerned, this is not a RTX 4080. It should be a RTX 4070 for RTX 4080 money. And that is because the core is vastly different to its 16GB brother. And that's because it has 2,000 less CUDA cores, and it's also got a narrower memory bus at 192-bit. And it goes for $900 US. I think $900 US for a 70 series card, because let's not beat around the bush, that's what it is It's like 2021 pricing all over again. I don't think Nvidia will be able to hold up these prices. So for this price, I don't think the RTX 4080 12GB is going to be worth it. It doesn't look like a great deal at all in my opinion. And this is why I shop used with a RTX 3080. A video coming on that soon. In my opinion, they do look like good GPUs on paper. However, the pricing isn't the best with some of them. But what you can do in the meantime is just wait, see what the stock's going to be like, see what the actual performance figures by independent parties is going to be like. I'm definitely not upgrading to the RTX 40 series. I've recently upgraded to the 3080 Founders Edition that was used and I got a good deal on it on eBay. So if you want to see that video, make sure you stay subscribed and I'll bring that one to you. However, I think Nvidia is trying to price out the average gamer. And this is a great opportunity for AMD to swoop in and take some market share. It's rumoured that RDNA 3 won't be as good as the higher end Nvidia stuff. However, apparently they're going to be really power efficient and this is probably a great time for AMD to swoop in and get some of that market share back. So if you're currently gaming on a GTX card or even if you're on first gen RTX with Turing, will you be upgrading to the RTX 40 series? Let me know down in the comments. I want to know what you guys think. However, time is your ally here. Wait until third-party independent testing to see how it actually performs because, let's be honest, Nvidia is going to make it look quite good in the performance benchmarks. And wait to see what AMD are going to do with RDNA 3. However, with all that being said, I'm going to leave the video here. So like it if you liked it, comment down below whether you're upgrading or not, and stay subscribed for more tech content, and I'll catch you in the next one.